Hello, and welcome to another VRML cast. We are in, what, week 4 right now, right, Juice?
Is it? I don't know, honestly. I already forgot.
I think it's week 4 already. Man, time has flown by. I had to take a little hiatus, so I had to miss week 2 and 3, but I heard there were some fantastic matches. But we're back in the action right now. I am your host, Shimmy Maria. I am joined here by Juice and Colt. Juice, how are you doing today?
You know, I'm having a great day. I've been anticipating this match all day. I've been really just waiting for this. I mean, you got two really good teams here, FiRE and Fusion. So I'm excited to see this matchup. I mean, you got two master teams going at it. It's always fun watching these.
Definitely. What about you, Colt? How are you doing today?
Man, I'm doing great. The sun was shining, and you know we get to watch another VRML match as we do see two great teams, as you said. And, you know, surprising bans over for this match, as we do see Arctic and Hideout being banned. One of the two, a little more popular maps. But I don't know. I'm ready to see what happens.
Oh, yeah, same here. I mean, we've got a bunch of players that we've seen around since, like, Season 1, Season 0. People like Dusty showing up. People that have made names for themselves, like Mac and Weirdo. Grumpy as well. Like, this is gonna be a good time. And if I'm not mistaken, Metro Man 21 is Dragon Man, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so another person we've seen for a very, very long time. Another really skilled player. This is going to be a great match. Well, right now we are still waiting for the last of the players to trickle into this lobby before we can get started. What are you expecting to see, Colt? What do you think we're going to have happen in this set right here?
I think we're going to see a lot more off-meta pushes coming in from both teams, as, you know, all these old common pushes are getting really countered pretty easy now, as they now learn how to, you know, play them. So I don't know. I'm happy to see, like, a lot more off-meta pushes.
Same here. Well, looks like we have a full lobby, and we are starting with our first map, Ship. All right, Cold, why don't you tell us a little bit about Ship? What's your thoughts? What do you think we're going to see here? Like you were saying, we're expecting some of those less meta pushes just simply because we've seen all the base metas before. Everybody knows how to counter them. But I want to hear your thoughts. What do we got cooking right here?
Man, even with C4 and flashes coming out, I believe this is a very strong defensive sided map. Any changes that you make, the angles are still really easily held. So I really like seeing this map for defense because it shows the gun skill a little better and, you know, angles. But defense always has a chance for winning, and that's what really matters.
Definitely so. As we see that first wall blow, looks like Weirdo is going to try and find a pick, not quite finding anything. Dragon Man holding up front, looking for anything that he can, but he's going to pull back a little bit after getting that pressure.
Util bought from both sides. I mean, pretty much everyone on both sides bought Util. There was flashbangs, incense, and we see actually a flanker coming down these stairs. Blur gets a little bit of damage taken off, but Grumpy takes out one. Weaponized gets a quick refrag. It's a 4v4, and oh my goodness, a lot of shots. Blur takes out a second. White Death walks to an instant, takes out one. It's all up to Curve. He does take out two, actually, putting Curve in a 1v2, and not even like 45 seconds into the round, we have 7 deaths already.
That is an insane quick little mashup right there. 7 bodies down, like you said. This 1v2 situation is still winnable. Curve showing that he does have that weapon skill. Wall foamed ready. Curve looking for his next hit. He doesn't quite find it. Spooky ends up taking the kill and securing the first round for FiRE.
Yeah, as we saw Blur coming down from the flank, perfect timing as he caught 2 off guard, and Curve barely able to get the refrag as we saw, who was it? White Death come in right through the instant and taking down another. Just a great little push and showing of aggression over on the FiRE side, as they're able to just keep them back against the wall and just keep the momentum on their side.
Definitely so. I mean, FiRE did fantastic on that defense. Really shutting down that aggression that they were trying to put. The counter entry is not quite sticking probably how they wanted to, but still fantastic play out of them.
It was like the push. I thought the push was actually going to work because you saw them open up the wall, and then they actually util dumped pretty well. We're able to get some picks, but I don't know. FiRE did such a good job collapsing on it, especially White Death. Walking through that instant, no one ever expects you to do that. So you could just catch people off guard, usually with their guns down, and he did. And, I mean, it led them to getting that round win.
Definitely. So we see that entry, though, coming in on this top floor. Looks like Yuri is going to hold those stairs, looking for his first pick. Nothing quite found yet. A little bit of hesitance coming out of Fusion as they try and figure out their way into the building to not lose so many lives so early this time.
They popped open the wall, so were you seeing the C4 in use? This weirdo comes up on that flank and takes out one sitting top in quarters. And 7, ZK able to take out one swinging through the breach. So early on, FiRE with the heavy numbers disadvantages, they are kind of being crumbled away right now. They do have 115 coming up on this flank here, and it could be detrimental here if none of these Fusion players are watching for it.
Just the matter is he going to get there in time? If he loses those two, oh, there we go, he's lost one. But Metroman is holding on, and there we go. It's now a 1v3 situation. That's what I was worried about with 115, but it looks like he is able to secure that kill.
I was thinking the exact same thing if he was going to get up there in time. This team was just crumbling apart and standing in the incendiary. Mac able to clean it up. So tying it up, and good bounce back round there for Fusion.
Definitely so.
Yeah, we did see them play aggressive again, one on stairs, and they had the wall blown, but just not playing it smart enough for Fusion able to get that first kill over on the flank, as he was not expecting to get flanked as he was on the flank. I think that FiRE really needs to start playing a little more aware, start listening more to the footsteps, and start using a little more util to stop them instead of just relying on gun skill.
I agree. I think their reliance on gun skill with like Dragon Man trying to push up and Yui also just not watching his back, it did give a detriment to them. Fusion outplayed them on that situation. They had a very, very clean and solid push.
Kind of going back and forth right now, though, but I mean, that's what you like to see with these Master games. You don't like it just being a 7-0, 7-0. You like them being close, and I want to see the bounce back from FiRE. I mean, they just lose that, but they're going to have about equal gun advantage right here. No one has a full buy rifle yet. Actually, FiRE have 5 Vipers, so that's a little interesting with a little money to spend for util and damage traded from Mac and weaponized. So damage, Mac's actually pretty low, but they do have a stim though. And once again, FiRE opening up that hallway wall outside green box, so something to keep an eye on.
We do see a little more consolidated defense on this situation as 115 does get the first kill onto Mac through the wall. Looks like they're going to go try and recover that Viper, a little bit more util, get that in their pockets, get ready for the next portion of the push. But it looks like they are a little bit stalled at the moment.
It's like gunfire just being traded right now. That flashes and incense and smokes are being tossed. Blur sitting right by the smoke, and actually Curve takes out 2. Grumpy gets 1 as well, and it's all up to these last 2 Fusion or FiRE players rather. That White Death sitting outside bathroom hall, and Curve takes out 1, and Grumpy watching the flank. So beautiful bounce back round once again for Fusion. I mean, you win 2 straight here, and it seems like FiRE just collapsed right there, and Fusion was able to take complete control of that.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think, Cole? What did we see that really gave them that round?
The smart swing over on the Fusion side, as they saw Mac die, they decided to take it a little slower as they used util and nades to kind of back up the FiRE team and then start moving forward based off of that. The flashes that they used were impeccable as they flashed like 2 at a time pretty much every time there. So they're going back and they're using that util to, you know, take ground, take advantage, and they're able to get those peaks off really nice.
Absolutely. Especially them being able to swing off of that like util. It gave them such good chances to push in and get that little bottleneck area that they needed to on the 45 wall. But we are heading into this next round. Fusion having that slight lead, having that good advantage, getting a couple of Vezins in the pocket. Let's see how this shakes out.
I've actually really come to understand that Ship can really go either way, on attack or on defense, especially with the flashbangs. I mean, it's like you can take space so easily, and I mean, every round from here on out, you're gonna see 4 flashes being bought on the attack side as Weirdo takes out 1, but Metro getting a quick refrag. Look at all these incendiaries being tossed. That's 3 already being used. C4s are being tossed. That C4 doesn't seem like it's going to get any value, though, as it landed a little too far away. And Mac swings into A, takes out 1. 7ZK with the quick 2. And just like that, once again, Fusion has complete control of sight, and FiRE is just... they're being attacked from, like, every angle, and it's not looking good for them.
No, definitely not right now, but Yui does get that kill, brings it to a 2v3. They are stuck in a not-so-great situation. Fusion is just looking really great on being able to take those clinch areas, those contested areas that they need to in order to gain control of the site. Looks like Yui is going to try and work his way up to get that pick, but Grumpy is going to take him out instead. Mac able to finish off the White Death, giving them their 3rd round in the pocket. This is a strong, strong offensive lead for Fusion right now.
Yeah, I'm going to say this again. Fusion using their util very wisely as they're baiting out the other team's util, as well as we did see 3 or 4 instants being thrown down before even getting inside of the building. You got to think, what can they do to counter that util? Do they have to play back now, or should they be a little more aggressive?
I mean, it's kind of a toss-up right here because they've been aggressive in portions, but they haven't been quite clean with it. So they've been aggressive on just maybe off timings or a little bit too solo aggressive, which is just giving those picks to Fusion, because Fusion's sticking together right now in a large mass, making sure that they have those refrags available, while FiRE just really isn't.
I do want to say that since Fusion is running away with these rounds, I mean, you got to look at the economy too. Fusion, they have all full-buy rifles. They actually have 5 Vezins, and if you look at FiRE, I mean, they're kind of lacking. They have a couple SMGs, an Oral, a Cabillo, and Fusion with all the util to spend either. So, I mean, theoretically, it should be looking up for Fusion, at least until the end of the half.
Definitely. We do see that early wall blow coming out from Fusion. Looks like they're going to use that to try and get early angles while Weaponize is down below. Looks like 7ZK is going to find a first kill, but not before the nade comes out and takes out Grumpy, but 7ZK answers back with a 2nd pick. That wall blow might not be the smartest move in their arsenal, but we do see Weirdo going in and getting that pick.
The wall blow, like you just said, probably not the smartest. Weirdo takes one out, especially with you having that gun disadvantage. You're making longer angles for Fusion to hold. You know they're going to have full-buy rifles, and 7ZK cleans it up on the stairs. So Fusion with a dominant 4-1 lead right now, and I have to agree with you with the wall blown. I don't know if that's the smartest play with you having such small economy like you had.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, I agree as well. When you open that wall, you give Fusion a little bit easier way to push in. Yes, if you hold the angles, it might be good, but they're not really holding the necessary angles to get picks easier. They're really just sitting out in the open, or, you know, holding super wide angles where Fusion can get in there and pick off the people that are trying to defend.
No, and it's just they're. That's what I mean by they're trying to be aggressive, but not in the right way. Their timing isn't quite there. It's not quite right. It would have been a good idea to have blown that wall, but they, in my opinion, I feel like they either blew it too early or they just didn't leverage it as aggressively enough as they should have. Instead of using it for quick peeks, they just kind of left it open and let the whole thing happen, if you will.
Up in that wall, it's like you knew that Fusion was going to have those Maruis or Vezins rather. And you know that they have that one-shot capability, and with your whole team only having Vipers, you know you don't have that gun advantage. So making long angles like that is probably not the best for you in that situation. But here on the side flip now, I mean, everyone's going to have to buy out as we see a grenade from Weirdo. I don't even know where that came from. Oh, it came from the box, but early pick once again.
Ooh. Get it. He gets shut down by White Death. And we do see this contestant coming. Grumpy getting another pick. There's flashes, there's util everywhere. 7CK finding a kill with that nade, and Mac finishing it up, giving that 5th round a 5-1. That is not where you want to be if you are FiRE at this moment. And now you're going on to offense. You have to make a magical offensive half happen if you are FiRE.
Yeah, I mean, you see this a lot in some of the higher grade teams playing together, playing pretty close enough to get refrags, but not enough to where you're able to get picked off super easy, as Fusion is all right together where they're able to get the refrags or even able to get those 1 or 2 picks, playing enough their util. They're just overwhelming FiRE at this point. Now I want to see if FiRE can do the exact same thing, maybe learn from Fusion, learn what works, and come back and hit them just as hard.
Definitely, but Fusion's got a lot of people that have played at this high level. They're going to know how to defend ship. They're going to know where those choke points are, where those contested areas they need to hold are. And it looks like they are already set up for a potentially extremely aggressive potentially mildly aggressive defense. 7CK arming that incendiary, ready for anything to happen. Wall not blown yet. Looks like FiRE is still trying to assess exactly what they want to do for this round.
Herb was sitting in a very aggressive spot. He backed out really quick there. He's sitting back armory, and that is kind of a rough spot to sit, but he was able to get the drone and get out. And once again, I mean, you have to look at the Fusion defense. FiRE, it's like they don't even want to enter the building right now. They're kind of just sitting outside holding like super long angles onto the breach, waiting for one of these Fusion players to get aggressive. But we do see one coming up on that flank right now, White Death. But everyone's sitting outside. Look at this. Everyone's just holding the breach. It's like they're scared to enter.
It is. It's a little bit frustrating to see. I think that their morale was just completely dosed by Fusion. Like I don't know if that's exactly what happened, but it looks like what is the current result from that massive offensive half. We do finally see somebody entering the building from the top floor, though. Looks like Blur is going to go see what he can find. Good old Sir Blur, a very old player. Mac does get... Oh my god! That's a triple kill with two C4s. And it is down to just one person on FiRE's side. Spooky having 3 health to his name out of that exchange. Oh my goodness.
The way my jaw dropped. I saw the first kill and I was like, okay, that's sweet. And then a second one from Weirdo to get a 2-piece. And oh my goodness, like you said before, if you're FiRE right now, the morale has to be low, because I mean, you are putting Blur in a very unfortunate situation right here. You got 2 Fusion players still alive. What are you supposed to do? You're sitting at 3 health. You only have pistol, obviously. It's just pistol round. EMP's still outside, I believe, or in workshop rather.
Oh.
This is not in a good spot. You got 30 seconds left on the clock because how much time your team spent outside holding angles. You're running, like, you got to make a play here soon, otherwise you're going to be put on the match point, and it is not looking good for FiRE.
No, this is one of those situations, you just grab what you can and get out. There's nothing... Why would you throw the foam? What is he doing? He goes into the vent, and you see the immediate response coming from those Fusion players, knowing exactly what's happening. Looks like he is going to go for the plant. 3 health to his name. This is that situation where you just have to make something happen. But he gets off it, and was not able to get in time. Max still getting that kill and ending it in a good, clean sweep for Fusion. That is 6-1 backs against the wall for FiRE.
Yeah, I want to point out that playing time is very hit or miss. I believe that when you do play time, you're waiting for the other team to slip, maybe get a little too aggressive, swing that open vent, but then they're playing really close together. As we saw the 2K and the 1K with the C4 over by Weirdo and Grumpy, I believe. They're taking their time, but they're not playing the entry smart. They're taking their time. That's great, good, but then you have to hit hard. You have to catch them when they're not expecting you. But when you just fumble, or when you just fold like that and leave one person in a 1v2 with 30 seconds left, there's not much you can do there.
No, not at all, not at all. But here we go. Backs against the walls. It's time for FiRE to do or die. Can they give themselves something to work with?
They have to win, what, 6 rounds in a row if they want to bring this one back. I mean, crazier things have happened before, but you have to do something now. You have to go in every single round with the mindset of, hey, we gotta win. We can't give up anything now. And I like the kind of laid back hold from Fusion right here. They're not giving up these early picks. They're sitting back. They got the drone already. They have one person playing downstairs watching that flank. Everyone else is kind of tucked back in sight. And once again, FiRE is kind of like, it seems like they're kind of scared to enter the building. No one's really holding captain's quarters, but they're not even dropping the hatch or jiggle peeking. So I think Fusion has actually just like struck fear into these FiRE players.
You can see the deflated way that they're playing right now. They're scared to take any gunfight at the moment. There is just too much hesitation in these FiRE players' repertoire at the moment. They definitely have had the wind taken out of their sails. It sucks to see because I want to see a good, strong match come out from them. These are not slouches of players.
Not at all. Not at all. They're both master tier teams. I mean, both of them can compete. I know FiRE. I know FiRE's good. This is definitely a team that they can compete with. And we're going to see a quick B rotate, I think. Metro Man about to foam this wall, but 7ZK ready for it. About to throw a C4. Doesn't ignite it, but Metro Man takes out one. Yui with a second. And a C4 in the hallway was used by Mac to open up the wall.
Ooh.
Grumpy gets one. Incense off the flank. And just like that, it's up to these 2 FiRE players. And Yui takes out one. 2v2. 2v1 now. What is happening? It's all up to Weirdo now. And he takes out one. What is happening? Weirdo, and he gets a one hand. Shimmy, that was everywhere. My camera was flying everywhere, just trying to figure out everything. I don't even know. I don't know what just happened.
That was an interesting little unfolding. Take it away, Colt. I gotta hear.
Well, I just want to point out that yes, they were taking their time, but right when that first kill got dropped over as 7ZK got killed, they kind of started pushing in, taking that little motivation as courage, and then going in. But Mac on the wall does kind of shut that down a little bit. And in that 2v1 situation, at that point, they kind of just panicked as one of them dropped, and you know, it's tough to see that.
Yeah, definitely. Hold on a second. Juice, can you break down what you felt on that match for us?
You know, I thought it was going to be a lot closer because I mean, I think FiRE won the first round of the match, and then it was Fusion all from there. I was hoping it'd be a lot closer than that, but I mean, you got to give credit to Fusion. They played lights out. That was like everything. The aggression was there. They weren't scared of nothing, and then they pretty much struck fear in FiRE. You could see it when FiRE got to their attack. They didn't even seem like they wanted to enter the building. They were kind of just sitting way too far back, and they're wasting time when they do that, and you're giving yourself less opportunity to go in and do what you need to. But I mean, hats off to Fusion. They played that pretty much perfect.
I mean, yeah, when you're in that situation where you are just you have no idea what to do just because you are getting your butt kicked so hard. It is really hard to come back from, and you definitely saw just in the back of those FiRE players' heads, oh god, what if there's somebody here? Oh god, what if I get peeked from this? Oh god, what if I can't win this gunfight? And they just played so according to that. They did get in and get that down to a 2v2 in that very last round, but just it was too late. Like I think, like you said, the wind was out of their sails. There wasn't enough drive for them to take it home. But we are gonna have a rehost. It looks like we are going to go ahead and change server, so we are gonna play some ads, pay the bills just a little bit, and we will see you all back soon.
Prepare to
Only
start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. And somebody
Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy, getting the 2K.
Match point.
A little bit of a key mix-up, but we are back, and here we are into this map too. Let's break that down just a little bit more. We had a nice little chat while we let the sponsors make their contributions and give them some run time. Cole, why don't you give us just a little bit more on that?
Well, I mean, there's not much to say after, you know, those matches happened. It's brutal. It's beautiful. FiRE is a great team, and it's just like the spirit was broken. I will say that. It seemed like they were just trying to play out, you know, trying to bait a pick or two. But there's not much you can do against Fusion, as Fusion does know that that's all they're trying to do, and they're not going to just run at you. So they need to play it a little smarter and a little more coordinated.
Definitely. Juice, you had some good thoughts. I want to hear those.
I want to say that Fusion is really good at the game, but FiRE is too. I mean, when I was coming into this, I was talking to Shimmy. I mean, I did not think it would be that 7-1. I thought it would be a lot closer, especially because FiRE came out in the first round and they won. And after that, Fusion wins 7 straight and takes it. So if you're FiRE right now, I'm kind of surprised they didn't take like a 10-minute break just to like maybe just reset and just talk with each other, because I mean, that was brutal, and I'm praying for a bounce back performance from FiRE, because I know they can play better than that.
Absolutely. Like, you do not have slouch players over here. You have Serbler, you have Dragon Man, you have you have some other like people like Dusty that we haven't gotten to see. You saw shoot, who else do we have in? We had Yui in earlier, who actually has proven himself to be a pretty awesome player, but just not able to match the way that Fusion was able to run them around the ring. Like, they gave one slouch round, and after that, Fusion got their act together and just absolutely punished, like you said. But we are still waiting for one last FiRE member before we can get cracking onto this next map.
Excited, but it's like, I don't know. Do you know who the home team was? I don't know who chose ship. Maybe was it Fusion? I think Fusion maybe beat the home team. So I don't know. Maybe that was just not a good map for FiRE. But I mean, I'm just so surprised, because FiRE usually when we played against them in scrims and whatnot, they're such like a fast-paced team, and they want to get in and just wipe everyone out. But it seemed like Fusion like kind of flipped the script right there, and they kind of just held FiRE back, and they didn't even like want to push in or do anything. They were kind of just sitting back, and it played the Fusion's favor. I mean, they're wasting their time, and they're bringing it down to the last seconds, and when you're running out of time like that, you got to move quick. And I want to go back to one of the rounds. It was like mid-floor. FiRE, they popped the main wall, and it took them like a minute before they even entered. I mean, all of them were just holding the breach. And when you do that, you're wasting valuable time that you could spend like making a play.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you saw, it costed them. But we are getting started on that second map, and it is Mall, which we don't have quite ready yet in the asset, so we're going to go straight into here. No cool little show for this one just yet. Coming soon, though. We do have FiRE starting on attack while we have Fusion on defense. Colt, break down what we could possibly see.
Man, Mall being a newer map, I don't know too much about it. I haven't really went deep into it, as in hideout or factory and stuff like that. But I say default is defense on pretty much any map. Mall being a newer map, maybe seeing some weird offensive plays that is gonna help FiRE just absolutely take this map up here. But who knows? I mean, you just have to wait and see.
Definitely so. We are getting into the action. The first door down as Metro Man is looking for his first pick. Not quite able to find anything. A little bit of fire coming out from the defense as well, trying to stave off any sort of push. Nothing quite coming in yet.
Mall is such a curveball map. It's something that if you're not practicing and you end up playing it in one of these matches, you can really get caught off guard playing against a team who knows what they're doing. But Blur getting a lot of chip damage early on the Mac, and Metro Man able to punish Curve right there for trying to peek that doorway. So early numbers advantage in favor of FiRE here, and it kind of pushed back Fusion to sit back in the site. So FiRE is going to be able to pop these walls and sort of get some momentum going their way after a pretty disappointing map 1.
Definitely. Well, they are starting off with that little advantage as it goes away. 7ZK punishing Blur, taking him down. And then we are back to an even man hold, but Metro Man still having that low health. Yui taking some damage from that C4, nearly going out, but still alive. This is another stalemate. It looks like they are just scared to push at the moment. 7ZK looking to hold as aggressive as he can with Mac.
I'm trying to think, Shimmy, do we see a foam? Okay, we do see a foam. I was about to say, I didn't know if FiRE had bought foam or not, but Yui finally getting it down on the wall after a minute and 30 seconds, and that's what we're talking about. Time is being wasted, though, as White takes out one, but Grumpy able to get a quick refrag. Mac tried to swing out the breach. Gets killed off, but you have to look at the FiRE players. All of them are one shot right here, so if you're Grumpy and Weirdo, you're actually in a pretty winnable situation here, as it's not going to take that many bullets to kill these players. Yui tries to swing close on that breach and gets taken out, so even 2-2 now.
Metro Man and Weaponize looking to see what they can salvage out of this. They are in the site. Metro Man could get in and plant, but it is very, very risky, especially these Fusion players still having so much health. A C4 comes out and absolutely decimates Metro Man. It is all down to Weaponize to figure out what he can possibly do in this situation. He tries to bait it out, but Weirdo ends up winning the gunfight, punishing him down, getting another pocket round for Fusion, starting off this map strong.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing this gun skill really put to use for both teams. FiRE hitting some really nice shots, but Fusion coming over and hitting even better shots, keeping their util and not spinning it right away is really helping them out, as we did see FiRE try going for a rotate, but then instantly stop for some reason, and I think that kind of wasted some time that they could have used to get into that site, get holds down, and get ready for the plant. But you know, they really need to step it up when it comes to timing and marking the time, because that's really what's killing them right now, is because they don't have it.
No, not at all at this moment. But, I mean, it is still early in this first half. This is something they can come back from. And as we talked about, these are not slouch players. These are not two slouch teams. They can make this happen, and I want to see a very contested, very, very back and forth match right here. We do see the first door open up. Curve looking to see if he can get an angle on this FiRE player to get any sort of peek. Nothing quite yet.
Bit of a split. Doing a bit of a split push here, my apologies, but they're kind of taking both sides of the arcade right now, and that's kind of what you like to see. You don't want to limit yourself to one of these areas. I think the drone already got shot out, but an aggressive Fusion hold right now. They actually have 4 roamers if you look at it. They have 3 people playing arcade, and then they have Weirdo upstairs. And once again, Shimmy, we're seeing this where FiRE is scared to enter the building. they have Yui's actually about to swing through upstairs, but once again they're taking quite a while to. Oh no, Weirdo's sitting right behind Yui, and he takes him out, and the trigger discipline right there. I don't know if you saw that shimmy, but Weirdo with 2 crucial picks to start this round.
I was trying to watch what was going to happen with Dragon Man, and unfortunately I completely missed it. Weirdo with a beautiful nade, trading out White Death with that headshot off of the Omen. It is all down to weaponized. He has to make something happen for his team. This is rough. This is a rough situation. It looks like he is going to reassess his stance, try and find something else that he can actually approach off of. But right now it's a 4v1, and sure, he's got a Viper. He's got technically a little bit more firepower than some of these Fusion players, but it is not looking great. It is not looking great.
It's not, and you know, you probably have to save in this situation, because I mean, if you give up another gun, I mean, your economy on your team is not looking too good. I think 7ZK actually heard some footsteps, so he kind of walks over to library and weaponized. I think he turned around and he started walking back up. I think he knows that these players know he's coming that way. And once again, beautiful hold from Fusion right there. I mean, they just completely shut down FiRE right there. They couldn't even really enter Arcade before. They were just getting swarmed, and there was a beautiful play from Weirdo upstairs following Yui right there. Good trigger discipline. He just crouch walked right behind him, and he actually got 2 kills with 1 Cyclone mag. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to do, but it's just the mindset. I mean, the Fusion is playing mind games right now.
Absolutely, and they're playing it well. They're holding very, very strong defenses. They're giving perfect amounts of aggression, keeping people outside the building, but not giving themselves away too much, not overexposing to the point where they're losing their lives. They're playing this fantastically.
Yeah, I want to take it back. Take it back to Weirdo's very nice trigger discipline over on stairs, knowing that he wasn't really gonna know he was there. Probably just waiting to see if he turns around or finding another person. Very smart, which just shows the mentality over on the Fusion side, as when FiRE finally gets in, they're kind of just stopping them in their tracks. I don't think that slow play is going to really work out for the FiRE team if they want to start getting these round wins or even these kills. I mean, we only saw Weirdo dying over on the Fusion side that round, and even then he was still getting 3 picks, so I don't know. They really need to step it up right now.
They definitely do. They definitely do. Well, I did try and pull up the scoreboard on the stream, and unfortunately, it looks like it's holding on to an old match. I think we saw an Acer match when I popped up the scoreboard. Oh, well, not everything works every single time, but we, unlike Fusion right now is working most every time.
They are working to a T right now, Shimmy. I mean, it's like when you're watching them right now, it's like they're shutting down everything. FiRE has no answer for what they're doing right here, and we're gonna see a bit of a split push right here, which I feel like is probably necessary as how bad they're getting swarmed. But Curve is actually ready for it, sitting close on the door and throws a C4 and gets a little bit of damage off on the Metro. And once again, look, FiRE, they're backing up outside and they're scared to enter. I mean, you have to give credit to Fusion right here. I mean, doing this against a master team is, I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, this is stage presence right here. You see Fusion able to absolutely instill the fear of deities inside of FiRE without ever actually showing exactly where they are. They are really doing well, as you see Curve just getting as many bullets as he can in that smoke to make sure there's no entry possible. We do see Yui pushing in, and it looks like he is finally going to take Curve, getting that man advantage that they need so bad. A lot of damage going on to Matt, but nothing found quite yet. Looks like we are going to finally see that aggression come in. Metro Man finding another kill for his team, putting that 5-3 advantage that they desperately need.
That is exactly what they need to get the ball rolling. They need anything to go their way, and they already take control of records. They have the wall foamed. 115 pops it. Weirdo right on the other side of this little bench right here. But Weaponized walks in, takes out one quick refrag, and it's all up to Mac right here. In connector, Yui has EMP getting it down, and Mac has a tall task if he wants to win the round, and he is taken out by Metro. So Metro securing that round for their team, and I mean, could we see a comeback here?
We might. I apologize for the stream. I accidentally had the... It looks like the camera automation has failed a little bit. Apologies for having the camera up during that round, but I'm gonna keep it off for now. It's supposed to turn off at the beginning of the round, at the end of the buy phase. We'll figure that out later. Looks like a couple things might have gone off while I was out, but we do see a finally a first round offense coming from FiRE.
Yeah, I mean, FiRE having that really smart swing, Metro Man, waiting for Curve to kind of like back off and reload, getting in there, Curve not even seeing it coming, as Metro Man did pick up 2 there, really got the ball rolling in favor of FiRE, and that's really what we need to see, those smarter holds and smarter swings coming over to the FiRE so they can get those 3-5 man advantage and start getting these round wins.
Take it away, Juice.
Okie dokie, but once again, a bit of a split push right here. I think FiRE has to do anything right now just to get some momentum here. I mean, they did win that round, but we have like a bit of an arcade split with another B-side. So I wonder how they're going to play this. They do have 7ZK on the Fusion side just sitting on the back for a bit of a rotate. But, I mean, once again, FiRE, they're just sitting outside. They haven't entered the building yet. 40 seconds into the round. Now they are. They finally walk in, and quick pick right there from White. Throwing incense in the back of the B to block off connector. And Yui getting the EP down. Mac takes out one. Weaponized quick refrag. 4-3 now advantage for FiRE here. And you like the quick aggression. I mean, they walked in, got the EMP down, and this is the FiRE that I know. Curve takes out one. White Death with another. All at the curve right here. I mean, in a 1v3, you have a full buy rifle. Do you go for this? And he tries to, and he is taken out. So, good bounce back performance here for FiRE.
Yeah, as FiRE seems that they finally find the middle ground into taking their time and their full rush. As they took their time, they waited, they listened to anything that happened, and then when the finally the time come, they didn't waste too much time waiting. They got in there, got EMP down, and just bombarded site. And Fusion's not expecting that now, as they're thinking that they're just gonna stay outside, wait for us to make a mistake. They're kinda, you know, getting into that cycle where FiRE is now starting to just take them off guard, and this is what they really need to do and consistently do, and if they want to win this game.
Absolutely, and it looks like it's just finally clicking for FiRE. Like, I'm glad to see that. We didn't, as you pointed out, Juice, we didn't want to see a quick like 7-1 7-1 sweep. We wanted to see some gameplay.
I want to point out now that because FiRE has been able to win those 2 rounds, I mean, look at their economy. They're getting the money to roll their way here. We don't have any full buys from Fusion, like rifle-wise, but if you look at FiRE, they have every single bit of util. They have all Vezins, Maruis. So, I mean, this is where, if you're FiRE here, you have to make a statement and you have to win more of these rounds going forward. You can't let the, what is it, the foot off the pedal. You got to keep going here, and you have to start playing aggressive here. You cannot let Fusion just sit back and take you out piece after piece, and we're going to see another quick push here off onto this A objective.
Fully coming out now. Nothing quite finding anybody just yet. A lot of damage coming out, but everybody is still ready. Looks like Yui is going to take out Mac after he takes out White Death. Weirdo getting a C4 kill on Yui, denying the plan. And it is now a 4v3. That push got completely stopped from FiRE, but Metro Man answers back with a Vezin shot right through Weirdo's head.
Nope, they get that EMP down on the wall though, but Metro Man tried to swing in and Grumpy takes him out quick, and Blur! What is happening? Stood right by Grumpy, but Grumpy is taken out by 115. And oh my goodness, I don't know what you do here. 115 low on health. He does have a Marui in hand going against these last 2 players. I mean, this is definitely winnable. If you are 115 right here, both of these Fusion players are kind of playing separated, and that's what you want. You are able to separate the 1v1s. And just like that, it's all up the curve here, but he knows the EMP is down on the wall, so I think he's going to bait and wait for this last FiRE player to probably try to bait the EMP, but I mean, FiRE bringing it down to a 1v1. I mean, this is what you like to see.
Oh, definitely. And Weaponized looking for his opportunities to try and pull, but that cloak looks like it might have just given him away. Curve tries to swing it, but Weaponized wins it and puts them in the lead. The first lead that FiRE has had ever since the beginning of round 1 on map 1.
Yeah, as we saw Fusion finally understanding what FiRE was doing, trying to get those angles, trying to cover each other, and it was working to their advantage until that last 1v2 where he was able to just get rid of one after the other and able to bring it to from a 1v3 all the way over to a 1v1. And that's where we're seeing FiRE finally learning how to play against Fusion. And Fusion not able to counter it now, as they're kind of still getting bombarded here because they're still going fast and they're not really expecting all of it.
No, not at all right now. Fusion is going to have to think of something if they want to keep a decent, even half-half coming into the second portion of this map. But we have seen them be very strong on attack. It's possible that they could just absolutely steamroll the attack and still win this. I am very glad, though, to see FiRE is kicking into gear now.
I was hoping, praying that in the second map, FiRE would come out with some sort of answer, and I mean, they've already won 3 on attack, so this is already a good half for the attacking side, but Fusion hoping to tie it up. And once again, I think the split pushes are kind of working for FiRE here. I mean, they have a couple of people upstairs, someone pushing down the hall. This is what you have to do. You have to clear these areas, or else Fusion is just going to sit back and hold cross angles. You see Weirdo on a devious lean, and now that the hatch is popped, look, he walks back and he has to reassess what he's doing and run back to site. So you're taking space like that, and that's what you have to do. As Matt catches Blur with his hands in his pants off in the arcade room. So early pick here for Fusion, and Metro with the quick refrag, making it a 4-4 already.
Ooh, we do see the stalemate. The tension is palpable as we see Util starting to come out, the push beginning. Still, people trying to be cautious and not overextend and risk their lives, but at the same time, you can feel the pressure coming on as that push is just inevitable.
I wonder how FiRE's going to play this. I mean, they're just now getting foam on the wall. It's been a minute 30. But once again, we're seeing a bit of an aggressive hold. Grumpy's actually going to swing the doorways. Takes out 2. They weren't watching, but Weirdo, what just happened? And it's all at the Metro. Beautiful play from Fusion right there to send that one back. And Metro almost threw an instant on his own feet. Got really lucky right there, actually. But what a play by Grumpy. They were not expecting it. They weren't watching the door, and he got a 2-for-1 right there. And I mean, you'll take that any day of the week.
Oh, what a beautiful advantageous use of the stalemate. Just taking that opportunity to go around, get that flank, and grab a 2-piece while you're at it. Completely disrupt the status quo that was happening. Ooh, Metro Man tries to take advantage of that quick peek that Weirdo does, but nothing is landing yet. Neither one able to get it. Time is running out. 7ZK cleaning up with that Eurocon, getting a little bit of damage onto Metro Man, but just not enough. He is denying that entry. Shotgun blast coming out everywhere as Weirdo tries to push in but doesn't get it, but Metro Man still goes down to 7ZK using that Eurocon. Such a loud gun.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing Util being used. We're seeing all this stuff. We saw Grumpy swing out on 2 of the FiRE players as they just blew wall, using kind of the wall as a distraction, kind of barely able to peek them, but not having that full extend out to where the other people over on the kill box were able to shoot at him to protect their teammates. So able to get a 2-piece, and then even when he did die, he had his teammates able to cover him and get the refrag really quick. And that just is allowing Fusion to take these rounds over and over again. Is their teamwork. And FiRE might have lost their momentum there. I mean, they did win, what, 3 rounds in a row? So they still have to put in work. We're just going to have to see on the switch round.
We are, as we enter this new pistol round. Fusion now on offense, while FiRE is on defense. First door breaks out. Nothing quite found yet. A couple of shots coming out from FiRE to try and delay that push.
FiRE not playing out in arcade, so we're gonna see Fusion take space relatively quick. Curve on the drone. He's droning out arcade and calming to his team, hey, no one's here, so let's go ahead and get foam on the wall. So maybe a kind of a more sight-heavy hold, but you have Mac coming from downstairs off on this flank. I think he's waiting for his team to start developing these pushes, developing the push before he comes up the stairs, actually, because Sir Blur is watching it on a kind of a devious lean angle on top of this box, and actually Mac might run into him in here in a second. Is he gonna peek it? And Sir Blur looks away. Okay, what is that timing? They both look at the way at the same time. But Fusion already popping open the wall. That is COD timing, and they finally run into each other. Blur gets a little bit of damage from that incident.
Ooh, you see that wall engagement beginning. The White Death taking out 7ZK, putting a little bit of damage and getting that first pick into their pockets. Grumpy getting the refrag as White Death tries to back out and try and reassess his position. It is now 4-4 once again. It looks like Mac is able to find Sir Blur, get that revenge that he was not able to quite finish off that kill in the first place. And we see more coming out. Curve and Metro both getting kills of their own. Mac finding yet another onto Weaponized. It is all down to Metro Man with 16 health versus 3 players, and it doesn't even matter because Grumpy is going to finish that off and give them the round.
Yeah, I mean, the more and more rounds we played, the more unlucky we're seeing these players. Like I said, the COD timing is just impeccable. One person's peeking, and then right as they stop, they start getting pushed, and it's just crazy seeing this, as timing might be what wins either of these teams this game.
Ooh, man. We are at least getting a significantly closer map this time. FiRE was doing their best, but it looks like Fusion was just able to reassess and react to the change-ups from FiRE's defense faster than FiRE was able to solidify anything.
I mean, it's interesting because I believe this was FiRE's pick. So, I mean, it's nice that they won those 3 rounds, but you have to lock in here, especially on defense, because, I mean, I think Maul would be more defender-sided. I mean, it really all just comes down to execution. You can say a map is attacker-sided, defender-sided, all you want. It all comes down to how well your team plays together, and Fusion is showing that they know how to play together as a team, and getting into this round, I'm excited to see how Fusion pushes this, especially with how FiRE's playing out in this kitchen area. Curve in a drone out bathroom. Weirdo gets a little bit of damage taken off onto him already. Weirdo does have those flashbangs in hand waiting to maybe toss them in the sight, but once again Fusion taking space really quick in this kitchen area.
Still, no full advancement up yet. Weaponized and... Ooh, Weaponized takes a flash completely in the face as Weirdo is pushing up. Weaponized does manage to take him down, takes 2, and 7ZK is able to stop him 3, taking down a second one of his own. Grumpy taking out yet another, and it is down to Yui. Oh, down to Yui as Curve takes down White Death and takes down Grumpy at the same time. This is unfortunate. Yui trying his best to make this happen. He does take down 7ZK. Is he going to be able to reassess with a new weapon? He is. He is able to get that RCP and start working with something. It looks like Wallbang trying to come out from Curve, but still nothing quite just yet. He is going to go for it. Double down. No, he is going to flip corners and not quite fully find where he needs to go just yet. Yui is holding down this site fantastically.
Does have the EP though, so that is huge for him, but he takes a headshot right there, and Yui getting a lot of damage off on the Curve here. They both have almost equal guns, but I mean, Curve looking really low in the health department, and Yui gets the pre-fire around the corner, so FiRE is gonna tie it up, and hey, I mean, we are seeing a lot closer game than we did that first map.
Definitely. Like, Yui able to hold on to that side. Curve not doing any favors himself, though, as he accidentally did take out Grumpy. But, whew, these are coming down to 1-1s. This is exactly what we were actually hoping for. This is a lot more in line with what we were wanting when we first picked up this match.
Yeah, I mean, the back and forth on that match alone was crazy. as we're seeing it go either way, and it's like it's super tensioning. I don't think that's a word, but I'm gonna use it. Like, we don't know what's going on, and it's just happening so fast that it's really anyone's game. As we saw him get a clutch against Curve, and I believe 7ZK, very nearly dying to either or. But man, this is a match that, you know, it's gonna be a lot more fun to watch than your normal 7-0.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody really enjoys those 7-0 matches. Sure, they're the ones that are a little bit fun to watch, like when Acer's just showing off their talent, or when IVI is just showing off their talent. But these are the matches that we absolutely love to see, where it is back and forth. Teams are trading. It's coming down to 1-1s.
The nail biter rounds. Those are the most exciting. But like you said, I mean, when you're watching a team go 7-0, I mean, it's like, come on, we need like a little bit more of a push. We don't want to see 7-0s, but Fusion and FiRE going at it right here. I mean, wow, Sir Blur gets a lot of damage taken off early. Metro Man able to take out one. Ensigns are being tossed, and we're kind of seeing whoa, a Sifu, what is happening? FiRE is getting pick after pick right now, util dumping, and they are completely stopping this Fusion push. They have all three of their players backing out outside. They're all kind of stacked up on the same doorway here. So the push was not looking too good there right now for Fusion.
No, it looks like they are going to push in as a team now, though. One solo trying to grab something, but isn't able to get quite finished off. It looks like White Death is going to back completely off after taking some heavy damage. 7ZK pushing up a little bit further with Curve. Looks like they're going to try and push in from that backside on Metro Man as the wall gets blown by their teammate. Are they gonna actually... There we go. Now we see the trips get pointed out. We see they're able to avoid getting killed by some util. The wall goes out. Curve push in, but immediately gets taken out. 7ZK getting another kill.
Grumpy walks in, takes out one, and I was about to say the health on the FiRE side, but you see White Death coming up on this flank. Is he going to catch Grumpy? And he does. Oh, he's right behind the barrels, and now he finally gets the pick, but Grumpy was just barely able to get the EMP down, so that's actually huge if you're 7ZK now. Now you just have to play post plant, and he gets the pick, and he gets the second. Oh my goodness, 7ZK, what an absolute monster of a play, and he clutches it up on a round that did not look like it was going in Fusion's favor.
No, I absolutely thought that was about to be FiRE's round, but 7ZK pulling out a fantastic move to give them the upper edge on this second map. Fusion looks like they are back in the game. Good lord, the gun skill on these people.
I mean, you can cut the tension with a knife here. We saw White Death barely not able to get Grumpy before the plant, but he was just right there, super close, had all of us just at the edge of our seats trying to figure out what was going on. This is a very interesting match indeed, because you don't know what's going on. I mean, util was being used. It was a 3v5, and they were just able to play aggressive, play their gun skill in order to take FiRE out, and that's what ended up happening. This is insane.
You see the beginning wall blow from the defense as they look to open up that wall into... Is that the wall into Arcade? I didn't quite get a good look at exactly which one it is. No, that is the wall into Mannequins. Gotcha. But nothing quite yet. Looks like Fusion is going to approach this a little bit more cautiously. They're taking the space as they can grab it, looking for any util if they need to dismiss. It looks like those static emitters are going to go down. Drone's still going in. They are looking for their util. They are getting ready. Mac is looking for anybody that's going to try an ego spin.
But once again, Fusion takes space really quick. I mean, they already have complete control of Arcade. I mean, they could get the wall open now if they wanted to. Smoke grenades are being tossed, but Mac takes out one, and then Metro Man swinging through the smoke gets a quick refrag. But Perf! Oh, whoa! What a shot by Metro right there! Just barely pulled his gun up in time and was able to take out Curve. So early numbers advantage in favor of FiRE here. as Metro with a really nice two-piece.
We are seeing gun skill shown off today. Man advantage sitting in FiRE's favor. Not quite anything else being found just yet. A little bit of damage going off between teams. An incendiary coming out, and it looks like Grumpy is going to take out Metro Man as he tries to swing it. Nothing quite found past that yet. Never mind, 7ZK manages to get another pick, putting that man advantage into Fusion's favor. They begin the approach. Flash is going out, and the plant begins.
My goodness, once again, I mean, it was like, it looked like it was going in FiRE's favor, and then Fusion was able to get the picks and then push them outside of the site. Is Weaponized able to take out one, but now you're in a post plant now, so now the attack is playing defense, just holding cross angles. 7ZK in a really good spot right now, could hold the breach or hold the double door. But both these FiRE players playing right next to each other, and 7ZK takes out 115. It's all up to Blur here at about a little less than half health. But Grumpy watching his back, and it doesn't matter because 7ZK able to get a headshot with the Marui, and oh my lord, it's just the pushes from Fusion. The rounds, you think it's going to go into FiRE's favor, and then Fusion just flips the script just like that.
No, and it's just the fact that they're able to stay together and still play off of each other. This is a solid defense from FiRE, but they are, like, Fusion is just finding their way through it and finding a way to defy the odds. Whether it be man disadvantage, whether it be gun disadvantage, they're just finding a way. 7ZK, especially being a star player. Since our API scoreboards are being a little bit fussy right now, let's bring up the actual in-game scoreboard. And we do see, yeah, Metro Man, 7ZK, Grumpy, and Weaponized all doing fantastic today.
Yeah, I mean, this just shows the Fusion team is, a great team. Both of these teams are great teams, but Fusion showing why they're bringing home the win now. They're saying, hey, we want it more than you. We are going to play smarter than you. And they're able to get those crucial picks on 1v2s or 3v5s. They're able to get those picks that will determine the match, as we saw ZK take down, I believe, 2 that round at the very end as they pushed in on 4.
Ooh, we see White Death almost take out Weirdo, but Weirdo instead gets the kill. Weaponized taking out Weirdo off of the box inside the hallway. 7ZK getting the refrag for his teammate, checking his flank, making sure that there's nobody there. The incendiary comes out, blocking them off for a bit, and it looks like Metro Man is going to try and make some long shots through the wall. Not quite finding anything just yet, though.
Shimmy, did you even know that was wallbangable? I didn't know that wall right there, the one that Metro's looking at, I didn't know you could wallbang that. Look, that's like a crazy angle. I didn't even know that was like something you could shoot through. That's actually... So when you're watching these master teams, you find out things so much. Like, I never knew that was even possible, but I mean, these players somehow find out. Mac drops the Habs, takes out one, and oh my lord, once again, Fusion is on a steamroll right now, and it's all up to Yui and Metro.
Did you see the insane flick off of Mac for that? That was gorgeous. That was amazing. A Flash coming out and getting the teammates right now. 4v2 right now. It's not looking good. Metro Man getting destroyed by Curve, and the C4 nearly gets Curve, but instead Yui still managed to get the kill, and 7ZK finishes it out, giving the win over to Fusion.
Man, this gun skill over on the Fusion team and excellent util use is really determining these matches, as Fusion just able to storm into sight and now just hold angles, and their pushes are going so smoothly. It's almost as if they were playing it out in their head and saying, this will happen, we are going to do this, and they're not going to be able to do anything about it.
Absolutely. Like, that you can tell that it's a team that has some really natural chemistry. They just flow really well together. Everything's in sync. They must be pristine on their comms. They did absolutely fantastic. Fusion showing why they are respected among the top tier of master tiers. When people talk about their top 5 teams for VRML, usually Fusion is somewhere in like 3rd place, 4th place, or 5th place. Like, they are just a fantastic team.
Dare I say it? Fusion is up there with IVI right now. I mean, they're.
That's
I feel like
that's a statement. That's a
well
statement.
because you got to look. Acer's gone, so I mean, I think some of them are going to different teams, but I mean, the way that Fusion just did that to another Master team. I mean, it's not like they lost against a team who's like just been put together. Fusion or FiRE is a really good team, really good players, and I mean that is so impressive to come out and win 2-0. I mean, that is a statement right there to pretty much to the whole league. So I don't know. I think Fusion has a really good squad right now.
No, and they're performing fantastic. Like I thoroughly enjoyed watching that match. It was an extremely good showing of Fusion's strength. And honestly, of like it on that second map, we saw a really good indicator of what FiRE can do. They weren't quite able to keep up with Fusion, but against most other teams, they're not going to have a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with Juice. Last season, we did see Fusion go up against IVI and do some pretty good work. Not able to get the win, but they're still on that level. And I think this season something has flipped, and I think they're gonna be up there. I think they have a very good chance of going against IVI, as they are kind of showing the exact same level. It's seriously all about, those one or two picks that'll, determine the match.
If they were to go against IVI right now, how do you think they would finish out? What do you think the score, like, in terms of full overall? So, like, 14-0 is the worst case. What do you think?
I think IVI probably takes it, but it's a lot closer than what people would think. Because right now, that was not Fusion's full roster. They have like 3 or 4 players right now on cooldown, actually. So they had Grumpy in there and whoever else. I think they just picked up LFT. He's on the team right now. I forget who else. Yeah, LFT's on the team. Jet's on the team. They're both on cooldown, though. So that's not even Fusion at their full potential. So if they're going against IVI, I mean, I feel like it'll be a lot closer. It'll probably end up being like, once they do get matched up, because they're going to probably here soon, it'll probably be like I think it would go into IVI's favor, but it'll be something close, maybe like 14-10, 14-11.
Okay, that is a very, very close, like, that is arguably like the weather, or like just somebody's mood for the day could have changed the outcome. Like, that's when you have scores that close, the teams are very evenly matched. That is a lot. That really showcases your opinion on how Fusion is. Dang. I will fully take that and respect it. But we did just have a fantastic match. Do you have any last closing thoughts, Juice? You're good? All right, what about you, Cole? Any last words of wisdom, things to share for today?
VRML is the best. Breachers is a great game.
True stuff, true stuff. All right, well, gotta pay the bills a little bit more. I do want to thank our sponsors for hosting for supporting VRML Breachers. I'd like to thank Triangle Factory, the creators of the game. They've made an absolutely fantastic game. Always an absolute blast to play. I do want to shout out that Forefront, their upcoming game right now, is also showing to be an absolute great title. Check it out if you haven't. I would also like to thank HyperX. Great peripherals, great equipment. If you're looking for a new keyboard, mic, mouse, headset, they got you covered. Absolutely fantastic gear. ProTube VR, if you're looking for a VR gun stock, you want to give it a try, you want to give it a go, take that aim and steady it, say you want to really showcase your stuff, by all means, go check out ProTube VR. Exclaim, the hosts of our merch, go get some VRML merch. We got some really cool stuff up over there. And I'd like to give a shout out to the creators, the mods, and the rest of the casting team for being awesome, making these productions possible, making some great content, making sure that we have a fantastic series and season to show you time after time. And finally, I would like to thank you, the viewers, for your support. Without you guys, we would just be sitting here in front of cameras doing absolutely nothing. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being contributors, for being fans, for being players. Without you guys, we couldn't be doing this. All right. Well, that is another match in the pocket of Season 5, and we will catch you all next time.